Okay, y'all, I'm finally putting together this frequently asked questions video that I've been talking about for like a month. And I like to do one of these a couple times. Ooh, this bee is in here trying to get all my colorful things. Okay, so I try and do these a few times a year. Generally, stop doing that. I don't want to kill you, but get out. No, you're not welcome inside here. Thanks. It needs to, like, you're done. Thank you. Okay. It's chaotic. It's chaotic. Okay, I have my notes, you guys. We're doing this. We're doing frequently asked questions. That's what we're doing. I have gathered your questions. I was asking for your ideas, and I have written a lot of them down. So as I clean up my coffee bin and everything's a freaking mess, we are going to dive right in. So, am I full time in my van? I am in my van most of the time. 90 to 95% of the time. I have a couple of different home base options here in Arizona because I've been living here for 25 years, but I'm in my van most of the time. Especially recently, I will be in my van for about 2 weeks, and then I will go to one of my home bases for 2 nights and then get back on the road for 2 weeks. So honestly, at this point, I would probably mostly consider myself full time, but I do have home base options should I need them. But I prefer to be in the van. When I started van life in 2020, I started just by going on small trips, and it has slowly evolved to where I am mostly in the van now, and that's how I like it, and that's how I want to live the rest of my life. So, um, oh yeah, I started gathering these questions back in April, so I still had my dreadlocks then. I only had them for 3 weeks. I do not recommend them. They are very high maintenance, uh, itchy, will ruin your natural hair, and yeah, it's just a pain in the ass. So I do not recommend getting dreadlocks. I'm glad I got synthetic dreadlocks so I could take them out and still salvage my hair after 3 weeks. So I do not recommend. Somebody asked me about oh yeah, I was going to do the stuff. See, somebody asked me about the cattle that we had at our camp in the Payson area. And we were in Tonto National Forest, and the reason there are cows is because in places like that, and like here where I'm at in the Flagstaff area, is there are ranchers who will drop off their cattle to free range in the national forest. So they'll come in with a big livestock trailer and drop off their cattle so the cattle can enjoy the areas. They're all tagged and taken care of, and I see the ranchers come through on their horses with the dogs, and they gather up all the cattle. So the reason there's cows is because they get they get dropped off by local ranchers who have rights to using the national forest space for the cows. And as I'm putting away my coffee, somebody asked me how I make my coffee in the morning. And recently I did a quick 5-minute video on my short form video playlist about how I make my coffee. So I will link that in the description. And that'll tell you everything about my coffee making process as I sip on some of it right now. The next question was about my white noise app. And the thing is, there's some white noise that I really like listening to on YouTube where it's like 10 hours long. It's like essentially a video that's 10 hours long on YouTube. But you do need service for that. And you guys know that I don't camp anywhere unless I have good cell service because I need it for videos and all that good stuff. But the app that I use it on my tablet. And I know it's available like, on your smartphone, tablet, whatever. But it's called Sleep Sounds, just Sleep Sounds, that's it. And you don't need cell service to use it, which is something that I really like about it. but it's cool because you can choose a variety of different sounds. Like there's rain, forest, night, lake, grassland, creek. But I go to this custom tab down here, and I have like just a little bit of light rain and crackling fire and white noise. But you can do like brown noise, pink noise, crowd noise, train, frogs, grassland, like all these different options to create your own ambiance. So this is what I like to use, and it's free. Definitely recommend it. So sleep sounds, that's what I use for my white noise. And you can customize it to your liking, which makes it really fun. Also, in case you didn't like notice, like I haven't done anything with myself this morning. It's not even 10 a.m. So, all right. So, how did I do research on a van or find a van? So, I purchased my first red Dodge Grand Caravan back in 2020, and that was during COVID. So, automobile prices had not increased like 1,000% yet. So, I purchased my Caravan on OfferUp. I paid cash for it to a private seller in the area who lived like 20 minutes from me. And I'm very familiar with different cars and vans, and I had a few different vans that I was interested in. But ultimately, I'm a Dodge girl myself, and I'm a big fan of Mopar, so I wanted a Dodge Grand Caravan if I could get one, especially because of the stow and go seating. So I didn't do a ton of research because I already knew a lot about minivans, but I did find my van on OfferUp, and then this van, the silver van, I found on a dirt lot of a dealership in 2021 when I knew I wanted to get another Dodge Grand Caravan that was newer and nicer and had less miles. So I purchased it at a dealership in 2020. My fridge. Somebody asked about my fridge. So my fridge is a set power fridge. I absolutely love my fridge. It holds about 4 to 5 days worth of food. It draws very little power. It's been very dependable. I love this fridge because the lid can open either way, which is very helpful for my specific setup. But I recommend Set Power as a fridge brand, but I also recommend Alpacool. It's a really good fridge brand as well, and so is Dometic. So there are lots of good van fridges out there, but I like this one because it's small, but it holds 4 to 5 days worth of food, which is fine because I like to go into town anyways, every 4 to 5 days at most. Um, and yeah, and I really like the green, so it's fun. It's a good fridge. I enjoy it. I recommend it. Um, how do I wash my clothes? At a laundromat. So, like, I was at my mom's Payson home this weekend, so she has a laundry facility in her community, so I did my laundry there, or I'll do it at one of my home bases, or I'll go to a laundromat when I'm on the road for a while. I've used laundromats around the entire country. Some are more expensive than others, but that's just literally the price you pay for not having a washer and dryer inside your vehicle. So yeah, so I just go to a laundromat and do laundry like anybody else would. So mice deterrent. I've been doing van life for about 4 years. I've never had a mouse problem in my van. I use Grandpa Gus mouse repellent around my tires and in my engine bay. I swear by this stuff. Grandpa Gus really needs to sponsor me because I talk about it so often, but you can purchase it on Amazon. Link in the description, just like everything else in my van. So that's what I do. And then, of course, I have like outside lights to deter critters as well. My hobbies include living a simple, peaceful life and hanging out with my dog. No, I when I'm at camp, I do a lot of different things. I like to write, and I like to make YouTube videos. I've been teaching myself how to play hacky sack, but I haven't been practicing a lot, so that's eh. I like to clean and organize. I like to watch my crime shows, and when I'm at my house, I get super bored because I'm inside and I'm like trapped inside a house, so I like to play video games. And what else do I like to do for hobbies? I don't know. I just like I'm so busy doing just like van life outdoorsy things all day every day. Van life is kind of just like one big hobby in itself. People ask if I get bored, but I don't because there's just so much to always do, especially with the way I'm always cleaning stuff. Like, let's be honest. um, Snakes? D, I think it was D that asked me about snakes. I've never had an issue with rattlesnakes. Up here, I've seen 2 snakes. In Payson, I've seen 2 snakes. Harmless, harmless little danger noodles. Um, Winston's very aware. He doesn't go near them. Rattlesnakes are the only concern, but they exist in the desert in the warmer temperatures. So it's not something I'm ever really like super worried about. You just have to be aware and be looking for them. And like I said, Winston, he'll keep his distance. I'm just not, I guess I'm just like not worried about snakes. This bee, you know what, Harold? Don't do that. Stop doing that. Oh my God. He's obsessed with me. Did a bug get you, buddy? Are you okay? Winston hates flies. Like, he hates flies. And okay, so I had to do an outfit change. I had to like get my shit together and do an outfit change to finish up this frequently asked questions video. So somebody asked me if a VPN is necessary for being on the road to stay protected on the internet. And that's a question I've never heard before in 4 years of van life. I've been running an online freelance writing business for a decade now, over a decade now, and I have never used a VPN. I think that internet safety in terms of keeping your passwords, your personal information, all of that stuff safe is just being smart. When you're on the internet, use strong passwords that are complicated. Don't click on links that are suspicious. Don't send money to people or agencies or pay invoices that look legit, but you have no idea what it is. Like, just don't do that. You just have to be smart. So the question was, is a VPN crucial for living on the road for van life? Absolutely not. It's just about being smart and being aware and being careful about sharing your information and stuff you do on the internet. If you go to sketchy sites and do sketchy things, bad things will happen more than likely. How do I find out where to fill water and dump trash? So I am a firm believer, especially because people leave beautiful camping areas so trashed. I am a firm believer in using dumpsters, and I fully admit that I've even used dumpsters that say no dumping, because if that's the only dumpster around, I would rather put my trash in the dumpster than leave it on the ground somewhere or whatever. So there are places that have so many dumpsters. I literally just look for them. They're often, at gas stations or areas like public parks. Public parks are a great place to dump trash because those dumpsters and facilities are often taxpayer funded. So I try not to dump trash in like small private businesses, but again, any dumpster is better than littering. So I just drive and find dumpsters. Gas stations have them a lot. Convenience stores, fast food restaurants. Sometimes there's like dumpsters between like a gas station and a fast food restaurant that you can put trash in. And then in terms of water, I like to drink the Primo filtered water. So I actually go on the Primo website, and you can locate Primo water dispensers based on your location or your zip code. So I go on the Primo website, whatever zip code I'm in, and it'll tell me there's one at CVS, there's one at Albertsons, there's one at Safeway, there's wherever, and that's how I find my water. I like to fill up my shower water with just free tap water, but when I'm traveling, it's not as easy to find, so I will often just use Primo for my dishwater and my shower water as well. But go on the Primo website. Otherwise, just like the dumpsters, I just kind of go around and scan and look for areas that I can do those errands. And I think that's it for these frequently asked questions. It was a lot of random questions, which I really appreciate, but I know this video has gotten long, so I know that it was slightly chaotic, but I hope that it was helpful to you. If you have any other questions, drop them in the comments. I will do my best to answer them, and I appreciate you guys watching. So be sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you're new here. I will see you guys next time.